Have you ever felt like someone's words or actions ruined your entire day? Maybe it was a rude comment, a thoughtless gesture, or even just an unexpected minor inconvenience. It's frustrating, isn't it? But here's a profound truth found in Stoic philosophy. No one has the power to control your emotions, unless you let them. What if you could stay calm and unshaken, no matter what life or anyone else throws your way? Imagine walking through your day with a sense of inner peace so strong that even the most irritating situations couldn't rattle you, couldn't disturb your composure. That's not just wishful thinking. It's emotional mastery, a core tenet of Stoicism. In this episode, we're diving into 10 transformative lessons that will help you stop reacting impulsively, let go of anger, and regain full control over your emotions. These lessons aren't about ignoring your feelings or pretending not to care. They're about building the mental strength to navigate life's challenges with grace, clarity, and wisdom. Whether it's dealing with harsh criticism, setting firm boundaries, or learning to let go of old grudges, you'll discover practical tools to protect your peace and live with unwavering confidence. By the end of this episode, you'll have the mindset and strategies you need to stay unbothered, even in the most difficult situations. So, if you're ready to unlock the secret to emotional freedom and live a life where no one else can control your mood, let's get started together. Your journey to mastering your emotions begins now. This isn't just about managing anger or frustration. This is about becoming the master of your inner world, a realm no one can penetrate. Like this video to support our channel, subscribe for more life-changing Stoic strategies, and share it with someone who needs their peace back. Because once you truly understand Stoicism, you don't merely manage emotions, you become untouchable. And that changes everything. Master your inner self. Live Stoic. First lesson. Understand that your reactions are your choice. Picture this. You're in the middle of a peaceful day, maybe sipping coffee or walking through the park, when suddenly, someone says something rude or inconsiderate. Your calm vanishes, replaced by anger or frustration. You think, why did they ruin my day? But here's the core Stoic truth. They didn't. You did. Your emotions are your responsibility, not theirs, not anyone else's processing. No one has the power to control how you feel, unless you hand that power to them. Think of it this way. The world can throw challenges at you, but you decide how to react. Let me offer a fresh perspective. Imagine you're wearing noise-canceling headphones in a busy city. The chaos of honking cars and loud conversations doesn't disappear. It's still there, but it doesn't reach you. It doesn't disturb your peace. Mastering your reactions works the same way. You don't have to let the noise of other people's behavior invade your peace. A wise thought captures this beautifully. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. When someone cuts you off in traffic or criticizes your work unfairly, it's easy to blame them for your anger. But what if, instead of reacting, you paused? In that pause, you find power. The power to choose calm over chaos, strength over impulsiveness. Here's a real-world example. Imagine your coworker dismisses your idea during a meeting. Instead of snapping back or stewing in resentment all day, take a moment to breathe and reflect. Is this about me? Or is it their own stress or bias showing? By reframing the situation, you neutralize its impact on your emotions. The beauty of this approach is that it's not about suppressing how you feel. It's about recognizing that your feelings are separate from your reactions. Anger, frustration, and disappointment are natural, but they don't have to dictate what you do next. Here's a simple strategy to start practicing this mindset. First, pause and identify. When you feel triggered, pause and name the emotion you're experiencing. Anger, hurt, irritation. This breaks the automatic reaction cycle. Second, ask questions. Reflect on why you're feeling this way. Is it because of what happened or your interpretation of it? Third, choose your response. Decide how you want to act based on your values. And your long-term peace? Not the heat of the moment. Imagine the freedom of walking through life unbothered by others' actions. The rude stranger, the thoughtless remark, the minor inconvenience. All of them lose their grip on you when you take control of your reactions. In every moment, you have a choice. You can let others dictate your emotions, or you can reclaim your power and protect your peace. The next time someone tries to push your buttons, remember, their behavior doesn't define you. Your reaction does. And in choosing calm, you gain not just emotional mastery, but true freedom. This is the core of the Stoic principle of the dichotomy of control. It is the foundation for self-mastery. You do not control others' behavior, their words, or their emotions, but you absolutely control your own judgments and reactions. Epictetus taught that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When you get angry at others' actions, you are handing over your power to them. Instead, reclaim that power by controlling your own response. This is a powerful manifestation of self-mastery and ataraxia, tranquility. You are not swept away by anger or frustration. Instead, you maintain your composure and reason. It also relates to discipline, requiring you to practice delaying reactions and choosing conscious actions. What if letting go of the need to control others is the path to true peace and freedom? Something you never knew existed while you tirelessly tried to manipulate every situation? Choose your reaction. Live Stoic, second lesson. Stop expecting people to behave like you. You find yourself in need, but they're nowhere to be found. Disappointment washes over you, and you think, how could they be so inconsiderate? I would never treat them this way. Here's the harsh truth. People don't operate by your standards or values. They act based on their own, expecting others to think, behave, or respond the way you would is like trying to control the weather. It's impossible and only leads to frustration. Think of it this way. Each person is walking their own path, shaped by their unique experiences, beliefs, and priorities. When someone does something that annoys or hurts you, it's often not a reflection of you. It's a reflection of them. Trying to change or control their behavior only leaves you feeling powerless. Instead of focusing on how others should act, focus on accepting them as they are. Let me give you an example. Imagine a coworker who constantly interrupts during meetings. Instead of seething with frustration or trying to teach them a lesson, recognize that their habit has nothing to do with you. By letting go of the expectation that they'll change, you free yourself from unnecessary emotional turmoil. A wise thought sums this up perfectly. Expectations are the root of all suffering. The less you expect others to behave in a certain way, the more you protect your peace. Here's a practical exercise to help you let go of these expectations. First, acknowledge your assumptions. When someone upsets you, ask yourself, what was I expecting them to do? Second, challenge that expectation. Reflect on whether it's realistic to expect someone else to act exactly as you would. Third, shift your focus. Instead of trying to control their behavior, focus on how you can respond calmly and maintain your peace. Think about how liberating this mindset is. The rude stranger, the forgetful friend, the inconsiderate coworker, none of them have the power to disrupt your emotions unless you let them. When you stop expecting others to meet your standards, you take back control of your reactions. In the end, people are who they are, not who you want them to be. Accepting this truth doesn't mean tolerating bad behavior or abandoning your values. It means recognizing that your peace is too valuable to sacrifice for something you can't control. The next time someone disappoints or frustrates you, pause and remind yourself, they're acting from their nature, not mine. And that's okay, because I choose my response. By releasing those expectations, you gain freedom, not just from others' actions, but from the emotional weight they once carried. This is the core of the Stoic principle of dichotomy of control. It is the foundation for self-mastery. You do not control others' behavior, their words, or their emotions, but you absolutely control your own judgments and reactions. Epictetus taught that what is not in our power is not to be worried about. Expecting others to behave in a way you dictate is a source of constant frustration because it focuses on what is beyond your control. By letting go of these expectations, you are practicing ataraxia, tranquility. the state of being undisturbed. You free up mental energy to focus on what you can influence: your attitude and your actions. This requires discipline to constantly remind yourself of the limits of your control and to accept reality as it is. It also relates to amor fati, love of your fate. Accepting that humans are imperfect and their behavior is part of the reality we must navigate. What if letting go of the need to change others is the path to greater strength and peace? Something you never knew existed while you tirelessly tried to mold the world to your will? Release expectations. Live stoic. Third lesson: let go of the need to always be right. How many times have you found yourself entangled in unproductive arguments simply because of a burning desire to prove your point? Perhaps it was over a trivial detail or a more significant matter with a loved one. The urge to win, to demonstrate intellectual superiority, can be incredibly powerful. But here is the core question a Stoic must ask themselves. Would you rather win an argument and lose your peace, or find inner peace and let go of the need to prove yourself, right? Too often, our ego, rather than reason, drives us to cling to our perspective. We fear that admitting we are wrong means weakness, being diminished, or losing a part of our identity. However, Stoic wisdom teaches the exact opposite. True strength lies in mastering the ego, in not allowing it to propel you into emotionally draining confrontations. Epictetus taught that the highest goal of education is to teach you how to face every situation life throws at you with composure. That includes facing the possibility that you are not always right, or consciously yielding a point. Imagine you're in the middle of a heated debate. You feel that strong impulse to retort, to present your irrefutable evidence. But instead, you pause. You breathe. You ask yourself, will winning this argument truly bring me anything more valuable than my inner peace? In most cases, you'll realize that preserving your tranquility is a far greater victory. This is not passivity or surrender. It is an act of conscious self-mastery. You are deliberately choosing where to invest your precious energy. You are choosing peace. Like a Stoic soldier who engages not in every battle, but only those truly worth fighting, you choose the arguments you participate in. Furthermore, letting go of the need to always be right opens the door to deeper understanding. When you are not clinging to your own viewpoint, you can genuinely listen to others, truly comprehend their perspective, and learn from them. Seneca said, "We learn by teaching. We learn by listening." Listening not merely to respond, but to genuinely understand, is a crucial Stoic virtue. Practice this daily. The next time you feel an argument brewing, pause. Take a deep breath. Remind yourself that your goal is not to win every verbal skirmish, but to maintain your composure and clarity. Ask yourself, is this within my control? Can I learn something from this, even if I disagree? By letting go of the need to always be right, you are liberating an enormous amount of energy. That energy can be channeled into building your life, pursuing meaningful goals, and cultivating deeper relationships. You will feel lighter, more peaceful, and more self-possessed. Because true strength lies not in imposing your will on others, but in mastering your own self. Release the need to be right. Live Stoic, 4th lesson. Stop letting others' words define your worth. Imagine this. You're excitedly sharing an idea you're truly proud of. Maybe at work, with friends, or online. But instead of support or praise, you're met with harsh criticism, a dismissive, contemptuous comment. That sting of disappointment, it's real, and it can quickly spiral into deep self-doubt. Why does this happen? It's because we often let others' words define how we see ourselves. But here's the core truth a Stoic must grasp. Your worth isn't determined by someone else's opinion. It's not tied to their compliments, their criticisms, or their judgments. When you rely on others to validate you, you hand them immense power to control your emotions and decisions. True emotional freedom begins when you take that power back. Let's consider an example. A colleague criticizes your work, not constructively, but in a way that feels harsh or personal. Your instinct might be to defend yourself or feel disheartened. But what if instead of reacting, you paused and reminded yourself, their words reflect their perspective, not my inherent value. By detaching your worth from their opinion, you protect your peace and maintain your focus on what truly matters. Marcus Aurelius captured this wisdom perfectly when he said, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own." This isn't about ignoring feedback or dismissing others entirely. It's about filtering what truly matters. Constructive criticism can help you grow, but unwarranted negativity doesn't deserve space in your mind. Here's how to stop letting others' words define your worth. First, pause before reacting. When someone's words sting, take a moment to breathe deeply. This pause gives you the chance to choose your response instead of reacting impulsively. Second, separate fact from opinion. Ask yourself, is there truth in what they're saying? Or is it just their perspective? Focus on what helps you grow and let the rest go. Third, reaffirm your worth. Remind yourself that your value isn't tied to anyone else's approval. Your worth is intrinsic, independent of external validation. Lao Tzu offers another layer of wisdom. Care about people's approval, and you will always be their prisoner. Letting go of the need for validation doesn't mean you stop caring about people or isolate yourself. It means filtering out what doesn't serve your growth. By doing so, you free yourself from unnecessary emotional weight. The next time someone's words challenge your confidence, pause and ask yourself, am I living for them Or for me, by choosing to detach. You reclaim your freedom, protect your peace, and build a life that's authentically yours. Remember, your path is yours alone, and it's far too important to be swayed by fleeting opinions. True strength lies not in avoiding criticism, but in knowing your worth regardless of it. When you stop letting others' words define you, you create space for authenticity, confidence, and peace. And that's a life no one can take from you. This is the core of the Stoic principle of dichotomy of control and ataraxia, tranquility. You cannot control others' words or opinions, but you absolutely control how you judge them and how you allow them to impact your self-worth. Epictetus taught that it is not things that disturb us, but our judgments about things. Not letting others' words define you is an act of self-mastery. You are asserting control over your inner world, refusing to let external factors dictate your peace. It requires discipline to practice filtering what you internalize and trusting in your own intrinsic value. Let criticism become a reminder to strengthen your self-belief and continue growing on your Stoic path. Protect your worth. Live Stoic with conviction. Fifth lesson. Protect your energy by setting boundaries. Picture this. A friend calls you in the middle of your busy day, asking for help with something they could probably handle on their own. Or perhaps a coworker dumps a last-minute task on you, assuming you'll say yes without a second thought. You feel the weight of obligation, but also the frustration of knowing this will disrupt your plans. Why is it so hard to say no? Here's the core truth. Protecting your peace requires setting boundaries. And boundaries aren't selfish. They're necessary. Without them, you let others dictate your time, energy, and emotional well-being. Saying yes to everyone else often means saying no to yourself. A powerful reminder comes to mind. You can't pour from an empty cup. If you're constantly giving without protecting your energy, you'll find yourself burned out, resentful, and disconnected from your own needs. Boundaries are how you safeguard your emotional freedom while maintaining healthy relationships. Think about this. When someone oversteps your boundaries, it's not their fault. It's yours for not clearly defining and upholding them. People aren't mind readers. And unless you communicate what you're okay with, they'll continue to push, often unintentionally. Setting boundaries is a form of self-respect, and it also teaches others to respect you. Here's an example. Imagine you're always the person friends come to for advice, even late at night. You want to be supportive, but it's draining your energy. Instead of silently resenting them, you could say something like, "I care about you, but I need to keep evenings for myself to recharge. Let's talk tomorrow instead." This approach is firm yet kind, and it protects your peace without damaging the relationship. Epictetus reminds us, freedom is the ability to live as we wish. Living freely doesn't mean ignoring others' needs. It means deciding where your energy is best spent. Boundaries let you choose your priorities and ensure you're not giving more than you can handle. Here's how to start setting boundaries effectively. First, be clear and honest. Communicate your limits calmly and directly. People are more likely to respect boundaries when they understand them. Second, use I statements. Focus on your needs rather than blaming others. For example, instead of saying, "You're always bothering me," say, "I need some quiet time after work." Third, stick to your boundaries. Once you've set a limit, uphold it. Consistency shows others that you're serious about protecting your space. Lao Tzu offers another perspective. He who knows when to stop does not find himself in trouble. This wisdom reminds us that knowing your limits and respecting them prevents unnecessary stress and frustration. Boundaries aren't walls to shut people out. They're bridges to healthier, more balanced relationships. The next time you feel overwhelmed or taken for granted, pause and ask yourself, have I communicated my needs clearly? Am I honoring my own boundaries? By setting limits, you free yourself from unnecessary obligations and reclaim your energy for what truly matters. Remember, you're not responsible for managing everyone else's feelings or fixing their problems. Your primary responsibility is to yourself, your peace, your time, and your emotional well-being. From a Stoic perspective, setting boundaries is an essential act of self-mastery and ataraxia, tranquility. It shows you understand the dichotomy of control. You control what you allow into your inner space. Seneca taught that the less you depend on external things, the freer you become. Boundaries are a manifestation of this freedom, allowing you to live in alignment with your values without being depleted by others' relentless demands. This is a form of discipline, requiring you to make conscious choices to protect your energy and peace. It also relates to amor fati, love of your fate. Accepting that not every interaction will be perfect, and finding peace in that acceptance of reality. By establishing firm boundaries, you not only protect yourself, you also model self-respect for others. Set boundaries. Live Stoic, and there you have it. 5 Stoic approaches to master how you deal with people who simply don't get it and perhaps never will. This life is far too short to spend it bending over backwards, appeasing people who cannot see your inherent worth, who fail to recognize what you bring to the table. Always internalize this. You don't need anyone's permission to stand tall, to protect your sacred peace, and to live your life on your own terms. People will inevitably try to bring you down. Test your boundaries. Question your choices. That is an unavoidable part of the world we inhabit. But here is the crucial truth. You get to decide which energy you allow into your life, and you get to set the unwavering standard for how you are treated. The most remarkable part is that the more you focus on your self-respect, the more you'll naturally attract people who genuinely see your value, who uplift you instead of dragging you down, who build you up instead of tearing you apart. It all begins with you. your ownership of your inner power, and allowing the rest to fall perfectly into place. So, hold your head high, embrace silence when it truly serves you, and never apologize for bravely walking away from what no longer serves your growth. This is the core of Stoic self-mastery. It's not just a collection of techniques. It's a comprehensive philosophy of living, a path to purposeful and tranquil existence. It's about recognizing that your worth is inherent, untainted and unshakable by external opinions or actions. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "When you wake up in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to love." That privilege includes the ability to protect yourself and live with dignity, regardless of anyone's attempts to diminish you. The Stoic journey is a continuous path of inner growth and profound resilience. You are not merely coping with disrespect. You are actively transforming it into potent fuel for your own evolution, for your flourishing. Live your life according to your core Stoic values: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. By consistently embodying these virtues, you will become utterly unshakable, a beacon of strength, composure, and peace. Turn every challenge into a golden opportunity to prove to yourself what you are truly capable of, to transcend all self-imposed limits. Live with dignity. Live Stoic. Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you got something valuable out of this video, give it a thumbs up. And perhaps hit subscribe to Stoic Way with Alaric. For more content on owning your life and building the confidence to thrive, share this with someone who needs a powerful reminder to stand tall, to protect their space. And hey, don't hesitate to drop a comment below if you've got your own story about handling disrespect or setting boundaries. I'd love to hear it. Until next time, take care, stay strong, and remember, true respect starts with you.